Hi everyone, this is Ritvi Sawant and welcome to Ritvi Talks. Today's topic is about emotions. Do you guys struggle when feeling sad? Do you feel that lump difficult to swallow? Do you find it difficult to control your anger when asked about it? Feeling happy, feeling anxious, past emotional baggage, daily loss, feeling suppressed, inferiority complex, not knowing what to do ahead, sometimes nervousness, sleepless nights, oh, and a lot more. Isn't everything a part of you? What are all these? Emotions, right? You can term it as your emotional quotient, your emotional stability, or maybe you are just vulnerable when it comes to expressing your emotions. Ever thought about it? Yes. Today's talk is going to be about emotional stability. With all the fancy degrees, well furnished houses, high paying jobs, trying to being fit, don't you think being emotionally stable is also equally important? Have you ever asked yourself, is your mind well organized to perform in the worst and the lost moments? Or maybe you're just at war with yourself all the time. You know, every time someone comes and tells us, you know what, I'm not feeling too good today. I'm feeling too exhausted today. I'm not feeling too fine today. And all and all and all. We just yawn it out or just listen to them for a moment and leave it. But what we don't notice is their overall emotional quotient at that very moment and their take over the ongoing issue that they might be facing, maybe from within. Life can trick you with extremely dreadful situations at times, but it all depends on us how to tackle that situation. Some of you might feel completely drained and just want to put your weapons down and choose to walk off because you are not able to explain or express yourself. While, on the other hand, some of you might just choose to handle it with all elan and calm, and you very well know what exactly you want and how to get it. Be it house and family, work and career, emotional stability is something we all thrive to achieve. And yeah, it should be like that. It's okay to not to be okay at times, but what you are actually from within is the fact that binds the matter of this subject. You must have noticed a considerable change in the behavioral patterns of our parents, from our grandparents, us, and maybe the kids of this generation. The way our grandparents used to be or handle everything, are we the same? No. And why is that? When everything with us is just at the tip of our fingers. Surprising, right? Why do you think we all lack that level of emotional stability? Maybe it's because our mind doesn't identify with a lot of things, a lot of experiences. And hence we fail to react the way it's required to, and instead we react the way we never thought of. Your own toxic emotions will drown you if you fail to identify your exact thought at that very moment. Well, let's get this clear that identification is not classification here. You first identify a thought and then classify it and then react. But you always got a choice. You see, your mind is just like a computer. I'm sure you must have heard this several times. But are you also aware that our mind is expandable too? It can take a hell lot of information as a submission, almost like a sponge or like a ground with wet soil that absorbs all the water poured upon. Now you must be thinking, does stability means control? I'm a huge fan of Bhagavad Gita, and here's a quote from the Holy Granth. Bandhur atmanastasye yenatmayuvatmana jita atmanastu shatrutve vartetatmaiva shatrutva. Pardon me if I have pronounced anything wrong. Well, the quote means, for who has conquered the mind is the best of friends. But for one who has failed to do so, his very mind will be the greatest enemy. In simple words, the one who has control over his mind wins every battle in life. In modern world, be it men or women, or be even children these days, are consumed with a sense of pride or a certain failed expectations in the past, or facing the heat of disappointment over a subject matter close to their heart, leading to an imbalance in their thought process, which could have been rather an easier payment to calmness, to peace. Once you learn to manage your emotions, you are at peace. An agitated mind will only lead to anger, inaction, or hasty actions. We often confuse the emotional incapability to express oneself with their nature. We say, okay, oh no, 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 she's not like that, he's not like that, it's her nature, he prefers to be quiet, he or she is a little short tempered, she's a little sensitive, etc., etc., etc. If you are a spouse to a person dwindling with behavioral patterns or emotional instability, or if you are a parent or a sibling or a co worker of a person with these characteristics, always remember to be a little considerate to them, because chances are that they might turn into a toxic personality or a narcissist over the period of time. Having a person like this around can be disturbing to your mental peace as well if you don't learn to either tackle them correctly or maybe try and heal them. It's all up to you. Let me tell you a story of two children. A young boy born to, say, suppose couple A, and a young girl born to, suppose, couple B. Obviously, they are modern millennial parents living in a metropolitan city, just starting off their careers and all. Since their parents were just too young to be parents and they had their careers to build ahead, so they had a tough choice but to leave their toddlers with either a babysitter or at their in law's place. The boy's parents chose to leave him at the in law's place, while the girl's parents chose to leave her at a daycare babysitting. The boy eventually developed, over the period of time, a sense of motherly feeling towards his granny more than his mother, as he used to hardly see his mother. Also, that his mother was more relaxed, thinking that, yeah, my kid is at the in laws itself, so yeah, he's being taken care of, nothing to worry about, and all that. No wonder his parents used to come in the evening, take his studies, sit with him, and all, but mostly they used to be agitated because of the nature of their jobs, and yeah, of course, the long commute can't help the city traffic. And not to forget that they also used to fight a lot in front of the little boy. At times, all the frustration used to be removed on that poor child, too. The girl, on the contrary, was a happy kid at the daycare. She made new friends. She used to be excited to see them in the day and play with the nanny who used to run the playgroup. She happily used to bid a goodbye to everyone once her parents picked her up in the evening. They would go to have a ice cream or something small, small like a snacking thing or something while on their way back home. She used to be all chatty and playful and all that. Her parents knew that she is a bright child, a happy child, but yeah, generally parents tend to be a little stricter towards girls in every society, I should say, not just Indian society, but they still were a little strict with the time rules for the kids, that you have to sleep at this time, you have to get up at this time. And but with everything around, yeah, they used to take her studies and yet be cheerful with her. They used to also commute from far off, but they had decided not to bombard on all the negativity, or rather any negativity, on that child. As a result, they were a happy family with happy minds. In present day, both these children grow up to be adults and maybe in their early 30s now. The girl became a successful entrepreneur, still taking care of her time parameters, became headstrong, totally in control of her emotions, and very humble. Maybe she was not doing that great because she had to fight a certain societal odds to gain her place and achieve her dreams. But yeah, she turned out to be a happy person and making certain personal decisions enough to be away from negativity, knowing what and who is right for her and who not. The boy became an entrepreneur too, but made repetitive mistakes in his personal life. He earned a lot of money, but eventually struggling with his negative mindset and disturbed thoughts and a totally negative perspective over life in general, he consumed a lot of sense of pride, falling prey to failed personal choices, never respected people around, and only had inharmonious relationships around. He became a rebel eventually, loud, and an extremely selfish person, making him completely emotionally unstable. One could not know when he would snap out and for what. What do you think happened here? You see, we generally fail to address one fact, that people are eventually the results of their past and their thoughts for future. The boy failed to look at the positive side of the life. After his grandparents passed away, he could never emotionally connect with his own parents. He felt almost lonely and lost all the time. No wonder he was very good at heart, but irrational thinking and a few thoughts which programmed his mind from all those childhood memories and experiences just made him an emotionally unstable human being. And of course, with a snapping attitude. Maybe because he felt injustice all the time. While the girl was all positive and ready for anything that came up, but in total sync with her thoughts. She might have faced a lot of issues ahead here and there in her life, but yeah, she could power all that because she grew in a rational thinking environment and with very calm and amazing people around. So, the next time you all millennial parents, or maybe whoever or everyone, whoever is listening to this podcast, please do know that A, upbringing plays a very important role in a person's overall being. B, talk the right things in the right way to your children or to your relations around. C, keep your surroundings as clean and harmonious as possible. And lastly, D, knowing a person doesn't define his character, his mindset, and behavior in the most difficult times does. If you are out of balance and want to move at a certain pace, you are probably going to hurt yourself. Even if you're riding a bicycle or driving a car or maybe life in general on a daily basis, then why not strive for that balance? Yeah. Here we talk about why meditation helps. It's the only process of calming your nerves down, rubbishing all the 10,000 lakhs million thoughts to channelize at one single point, that is your point of existence. Did you come to this life only to procrastinate, to judge, to crib, to cry, to worry? Worry about the bills, that vacation you're longing for, about the Zara sale, your children, job, frustrations of the world, social media outburst. Oof, that's a lot. Or you want to look good, feel happy, be smiling always, be complimented. You see, as they say, if you are happy inside, it shows on the outside too. Everything that you feed your mind with, your body is going to program itself the same way. And eventually, the same things shall happen to you in a patterned room, believe it or not. But your emotional stability or vulnerability depends a lot upon maybe your past and childhood programming, yes, but also a lot on what you do with your mind in the present day, at this very moment. Now, suppose someone humped your car while parking today. Would you be so mad at that person that you would just get out and start shouting and abusing? Or would you just get out of the car, give him or her a look, obviously because that person has humped your car, and just cut a receipt of the payables for you? That's what I'm talking about. A slight change in your actions or reactions can help you be much more emotionally stronger. By stronger, I mean, yes, a better step towards being stable. Why do you think people at the highest of the positions in the biggest of the firms and companies prefer a meditation class or prefer going to the ashrams or the soul searching art of living courses? Oh, no, no, no. I'm not asking you to do all that, but yeah, a slight difference in your daily life to put your thoughts at rest and give your mind a little break, a little attention would work wonders for you. And yeah, never forget, as you sow, so shall you reap. Maybe people who tend to spend more time with you also might get used to this habit and inculcate in their regular too. Well, if you ask me, where do I get all this gyan from? A lot of it is self learned, but yeah, I can't deny the fact that my surroundings, my parents, are equally responsible for the way I am. And yeah, they're the most amazing people I've ever come across after they gave me a life to live with. So yeah, and in my opinion, life is very simple, very beautiful, but it's just us that we complicate it, isn't it? It's just a matter of changing your perspective. Happy living, people. Take care. Bye.